Tonight, we descend.
I woke to the sound of waves inside my head. They rolled and crashed somewhere just beyond the walls, as though the sea had found its way into my skull. When I sat up, my sheets were damp with sweat, and the floorboards beneath my feet creaked like old hull planks. Morning light filtered through the curtains in trembling bands of blue, and for a moment I could smell salt. Fresh, cold, invasive. The scent clung to me like guilt. For years, I told myself I had outgrown these dreams, that the ocean was just water and not a mouth. But every few months, it found me again. A drip through the ceiling, a hum in the pipes, the whisper of waves beneath my heartbeat, always calling me back. I live far inland now. The nearest shore is hours away, yet sometimes I wake to find sand on my pillow, tiny grains caught between my fingers, like memories that won't dissolve. The doctors call it stress. They don't see how it follows me in daylight. The puddle that ripples when I pass, the reflections that move when I don't. I try to work to keep my hands busy, but water is everywhere. In the kettle, in the sink, in the silvered glass of my reflection. When I blink, I see the cave mouth yawning beneath the tide, the black water rising to meet me. My chest tightens. I can't remember how deep it went, only that the sound echoed forever. It wasn't supposed to be anything more than a dare. The dreams come faster now, sudden and without mercy. I can be washing dishes or walking home or standing at the bus stop when the air changes, thickens, and I'm somewhere else. The world around me dissolves into blue darkness. My ears fill with the slow pulse of the ocean. My breath fogs the cold. The light flickers and dies. Then I hear her again. The splash, the scream, the silence. My vision shakes, the ground tilts. For one heartbeat, I'm 12 again. Knees scraped, heart hammering, looking down at the dark mouth of the cave and realizing she isn't coming back. Then I wake, trembling, hands wet with something I tell myself is just sweat. But deep down, I know the ocean remembers me, and one day it will come to collect what I left behind.
It started with the mirrors. Their surfaces clouded whenever I walked past, as though the glass itself exhaled. I would wipe them clean, only to find the reflection delayed, a heartbeat slower, a second too still. In those moments I saw the sea behind me, gray and endless, my reflection standing knee-deep in it, hair dripping, lips blue. Then the pipes began to whisper, not the casual hiss of air or rush of water. This was softer, deliberate, words shaped from gurgles, my name stretched and warped until it barely resembled sound. Edina. I stopped sleeping altogether. The dreams no longer waited for night. They came in flashes, the hallway bending like a wave, the floorboards rippling beneath my feet. I would blink and the world tilted, spilling me somewhere else, always wet, always dark. Once, I woke to find the apartment submerged up to my knees. Water pooled from nowhere, clear and cold as the sea I'd tried to forget. The furniture floated lazily past me. A mug, a photograph, my phone. Drifting toward the open bathroom door where the drain whispered like a throat. I remember thinking that if I just stayed still, it would recede, that it couldn't be real. But the tide rose, lapping at my waist, my ribs, my throat. I stumbled toward the window, but outside was only darkness. The moon hung low, reflected on an impossible horizon. The cave mouth opened beneath it. That was when I heard her. Not the child I remembered. Her voice was lower now, waterlogged, hollow. It came from everywhere at once, seeping through walls and glass. Each word bubbled up with the sound of drowning. "You left me."
My lungs clenched. I pressed my hands over my ears, but it didn't stop. Her voice was inside the water, inside me. My reflection smiled, its eyes pale and empty, hair swaying as though underwater. "Come back." The room tilted. I reached for the wall, but my fingers passed through it like mist. The floor gave way beneath me. Water swallowed everything, the light, the sound, the air. In that weightless silence, I saw her clearly for the first time in years. Her skin was gray, her limbs wrong, twisted by the current that had kept her. Her hair floated around her like seaweed, her mouth opening too wide. She reached for me, and even through the dark, I saw her hand, bloated, bone white, nails blackened by salt. I tried to scream, but the water rushed in, cold and endless, filling me until I couldn't tell if I was drowning again or finally waking up. When I woke, the world was quiet again. The apartment was dry. The window stood open, letting in the faint hiss of rain. My hands trembled as I touched the walls, half expecting them to ripple beneath my palms, but everything was still. The floorboards, the air, the reflection in the glass. Even the pipes had gone silent. I told myself it was over, that I had faced it, that the water had finally taken what it wanted and gone back to sleep. I said it aloud to no one because silence felt safer than echo. But guilt doesn't evaporate. It seeps. It lingers. The edges of my memory glimmered like wet stone. I remembered the cave, the way the tide surged in that day, the way her scream cut off mid-breath. I remembered running, my lungs burning with salt and fear, telling myself I hadn't meant to leave her, that I couldn't have saved her. Lately, I hear the sea again, not in dreams, but from beyond the window. I live hundreds of miles inland, yet I swear I can smell the tide. It carries her voice in the distance. Softer now, almost kind. I tried ignoring it. Then I tried recording it. When I played the audio back, all I heard was the sound of rushing water and my own breathing. But on the last few seconds, there was something else. A faint, wet whisper. "It's not over."
The rain hasn't stopped for days. The streets outside have turned to shallow rivers. I can hear the drains gurgling, the water pressing up through the cracks in the floor. It follows me from room to room, puddles forming beneath each footprint. My reflection in the window is slower again, smiling when I don't. I think I understand now. The sea doesn't forget. It waits. Last night I dreamt of the cave. The entrance was wider this time, carved open by years of tide and guilt. I walked inside. The walls were slick with memory. Her voice came from somewhere deeper, echoing in the dark. I didn't run this time. When I woke, I was standing in ankle-deep water. The tide had reached my doorstep. It's still rising. If anyone finds this, know that I went back, not out of fear, but because she's still calling me. And after all these years, I think it's only fair that I finally answer. The sea has a memory, and tonight it remembers my name.